Hello, everybody. My name is Andres. I'm the number two.
And I am Karin, number one. We are two as one. Today's episode is number three of four that we're doing uh, on the holiday survival guide. Pardon me. Number one was about how to maintain your health goals as much as possible, keeping it down to a couple of simple things during the holiday season. Number two was about money. How do we manage and handle that? Today's about family.
Mm,
Yeah, and
a
then
good one.
it's a good one. And the last one is going to be about tradition, which is also beautiful. So, family. They're
Yeah.
wonderful.
One of the most beautiful things about this season. Just the fact to share with your loved ones should be a really good experience.
Should. And yes, we also know that there's a lot of dysfunctional families. And there are people who have large families, people who have small families, people who live far away from each other, people who live close together, and all the things in between. And for some people, the family situation is one of the most stressful of them all.
It could be. It
Yes.
could be a challenge for sure.
Who has the deepest hooks in us? That, ooh, that look, that little tone of voice, those expectations just get us going. I know I have personal experience with that. And, ooh, they're just the people closest to us sometimes can just get us going. Uh, loved my mother. Yeah. So, with that, one of the things that we were talking about is a good thing to do is,
Set boundaries.
mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah.
What would be an example?
Well, it's important to for you and your relationship with the family. Let them know in advance what are you expecting of what are your plans during the season, and then everybody can be in the same page or at least being informed
Yeah.
about it.
So, an example would be if you live further apart from each other, and so coming together means spending at least one night, if not several nights, right? So, if being all together in one house is what stresses you out because, hey, you like to love to be together for a few hours, for a day, for an afternoon, whatever, but the spending the night in 24 hours is too much. You need a little breather from each other. And here's the thing: is that many times the there are people that might, maybe your parents, they expect you. Well, you must stay here, and otherwise it's just not right. This is what we do, um, and that's great if it works. But if it's more stress than not, then what you and your spouse can decide to do is like, hey, let's go ahead, let's get a hotel. We can spend the day there, and then we're going to go off, we're going to decompress, spend the night over here, get a breather, and then come back together the next day. And that right there can solve a lot of problems. Now, don't expect your parents, let's just pretend it's your parents, to be happy to hear that. They might be upset, and that is okay too, as long as you and your spouse decide that this is what we're gonna do. This is we need to do this. Please.
As we get older, it's certain things that you may don't like to do it. Like I like to stay a little bit longer in bed, have my coffee, and chill for a little bit, and that may be something that you can um, have it if you have your own place to spend the night instead to be with your loved ones.
Well, and a perfect example is when we were going to Mexico a couple of years ago, and we were going to go for his birthday, and then his brother and sister-in-law, they came to visit us and with their daughter, and decided then right there to tag along with us to Mexico. I was like, oh, okay, they already bought the airplane tickets. So, oh, okay, cool. And but I had just booked our Airbnb, which was only one room, and so there was nothing else. So they were trying to say, oh, well, let's go ahead and cancel that and all stay in one place. Well, fortunately, it worked out that there was going to be a cancellation fee, which was like no, or it was there was no cancellation. I had to pay the whole thing. So we decided, no, we're going to stick with ours and you get yours. And it was perfect because I loved spending time with them. And it was also really good, at least for me, I'm an introvert, that we could go off and have our own space. And then the next day, I was refreshed. I was ready to spend time with them, and that worked out so much better
And
for
you
me.
know, it's a really good way to enjoy, to get the most of the time that you're gonna spend with your loved ones when you show up with a better predisposition to enjoy and get the most of that time.
Because, you know, when I'm grumpy, mm, I can try to put on a good face, but if I'm grumpy, I'm grumpy, and I think a lot of us are, right? And yeah, I am much better at being genuine, and again, happy wife, happy life,
That's what they said.
right? um, yeah. So, what was some of the other things we were talking about? Here's another good one. Fill your cup. So one of the things that you were just saying with regards to maybe spending a little longer time in bed, have the coffee in bed. That's one way that you fill your cup, right? You're off. It's time off from work. You don't have to roll out of bed at 4 a.m. or whatever the heck time you get up. I don't even know. It's early, early. I wake up enough to give you a farewell kiss and back to sleep I go, and it's lovely. Um, but but and maybe it's that you go for a morning run or whatever it is, but do some of the things that you need to do to fill your cup again, because when you do that, you're going to show up as the much better version of your. Let's shoot for showing up as the high version of yourself as opposed to the low version of yourself, because we all have a high version and a low version. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm always shooting to be my high version, and the best way to do that is to take care of me.
Yeah, take care of yourself. That's the best way to share the love with the others. If you don't take care of yourself, you're gonna be empty. You're gonna be an empty vessel.
Yeah.
There's nothing here to share with you all. So
There's a quote by Lisa Nichols that I share with just about all of my clients, and she says, "You have to give from your overflow." So I always imagine a teacup and a teapot, and I'm pouring, 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 pouring. Everything that goes into the cup is what I need to fill myself up, to be my best self. So I am pouring so much that it's spilling over, and all of that's what I have to give. And so that's what these things that we're talking about
yeah,
is all about. Yeah. So those are kind of the basic things. Let us know if there are any other situations, because families are unique and they're challenging, can be wonderful, but let us know what kinds of things that maybe you encounter, maybe also other solutions that you came up with that can help other people in these situations. Put that down in the comments. We'd love to hear what your experiences are.
yes, please
Yes, yes.
share with us how you deal with the holidays.
Uh-huh. Yes. And so don't forget to go back if you haven't already watched uh, the first one, uh, which was about maintaining your health goals through the holidays, and the second one of our series, which is about how to manage your money. And then follow us for the last one, which is about traditions. And actually, one more point was with regards to setting expectations. When I was talking about money, that is another big one, because maybe one of the expectations, your family traditions, is that we give presents to everybody, and maybe you're in a situation where finances are a little tighter, That's definitely been the fact for a lot of people here in the last few years. So I think it's really important to be upfront and honest and say, hey, this year we're not really able to participate in giving everybody a present. Let's kind of simmer it down a little bit, and maybe we just give gifts to the kids, to the minor kids, or maybe we do a white elephant and everybody just bring one gift and that's $20 or less or whatever type of thing, and make it a fun thing, right? Don't pretend that you have means that you don't have, because again, now you're stressed out.
Yeah,
And we know what happens when we're stressed out. We're not our best self.
definitely.
Yeah. All right. Also, we do have access. You do have access to my healing guidebook, which is available on Amazon, and that could be a good gift also if you're looking for somebody who could use a little help. We all need a little help here through, because really the more we invest in ourselves for growth and healing, the better we are to show up and being present. Yeah, that's it.
That's gonna be all.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.